Welcome to the Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine Twin Flame reading for the week of the 9th of July to the 15th of July. If, however, you felt called to click on this video at a time other than this, then trust that love still has a message for you in those next minutes. So, I've already pre-shuffled and drawn the cards, and we have the first pile for the Divine Feminine and the second for the Divine Masculine. So, without further ado, let's get to their reading. Alright, so for the Divine Feminines this week, I pulled Pleiades. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Healing family issues, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. And the 10th card of the minor arcana, of the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune. So, pretty good messages overall here. The Divine Feminine this week, you'll be really focused on expressing yourself. This is a very throat chakra card I get because of the blue color in it. Very expressing yourself and blocks to self-expression. What is on your mind, what is in your heart, you will be called to express this week. And whatever is in your heart to express, it is put there for a reason by the divine. So every time you really allow this divine wisdom to flow through you, your presence is very healing to everyone in the world pretty much. So really don't be afraid of expressing your truth. And sure, it might be scary sometimes to be a pioneer here and just be yourself completely and authentically and in an unapologetic manner. But by shining your light, you're actually serving others. And even though it might make some people uncomfortable, because actually it's bound to make some people uncomfortable, that's the truth of life. However, this is not something you should feel responsible for, because you're not responsible for other people's feelings. The only person you're responsible for is yourself. So even if you do trigger your twin flame, let's say for example, it's alright, it is safe to trigger them, because that's your relationship. You're designed to really trigger those parts within each other that need healing. And this is how transformation occurs within you and as an extension in your relationship. So you know, when you dim your light to fit in, you do not serve yourself, you do not honor your divinity, and you do not really, this is not helpful to anyone. So just ignoring those triggers does not serve anyone. So it's not your responsibility if other people are triggered by you being you. Just express yourself authentically and find the joy in that. And you know, it's perfectly safe. You were created the way you were created, for a purpose, for a reason, and you know, if you're good enough for the divine, then you're good enough. You know, that's the truth. You don't need anyone's approval, and you don't need anyone's like validation or permission to move forward and to be yourself. You're awesome just the way you are, and it's time to embrace that. And when you embrace your own awesomeness, your own weirdness even, because some parts of you might think, oh, I'm too weird here, but yeah, it's safe to even express the weird, the nerdy parts, the parts that are not considered as cool, because they are cool. Come on, like the divine creates perfectly, and it's time to really go deeper into your self-acceptance and really go deep in expressing yourself. And this is serving all of humanity. It's not just serving you by giving you joy, it's also serving others, because this is very healing for others to see that, hey, if you know, she can do this and she can be herself fully, I can do this as well. And it's also how your divine masculine is more attracted to you, right? And how he'll want to spend more time around you when you're authentically you. Because your divine masculine was designed to be attracted to the true you. And, you know, if you're pretending to be someone you're not, out of fear that he'll reject you, then, yeah, that is not really working. Because the only way to really attract your twin flame is by being yourself authentically, instead of putting up a mask. Because when you put up a mask, he does the same, because you're one at the core. So this is how you really can move forward and heal those blocks this week. The next card I got for you was healing family issues, and this can very much be related to the first card. If perhaps you were shamed at home for, you know, during your childhood for being the way you are, then this might make you reluctant to really express yourself. But you know, it's perfectly safe to express yourself, and now is the time to heal those childhood wounds and forgive your parents, and your extended family as well, your siblings, everyone in your family that triggers you. They're people too. And of course, the way they act might not always be fully, like, I don't want to say perfect, because everything we experience is perfect for our healing and for our journey. But yeah, you understand what I mean. It's not always love and light, let's say, right? But it's safe to forgive and move on from that, and really love yourself in the parts of you that have been hurt, and know that there is such a thing as, yeah, your true parent is the divine. It is not, you know, your parents are not your source of parenting in a way, because your true parent is the divine. The divine created you even before your parents conceived and birthed you. So it's safe to really go deep in your relationship with the divine as your mother and father this week. And it's actually very, very healing, I've noticed, to do that, to just go back to some old memories, or like relive my childhood, but have the divine there as my parents, and just have the divine really loving me throughout. And just, yeah, it's a really healing meditation to do if you feel called to do it. And it also helps take the pressure off, because sometimes we're like, oh, like my father wasn't there enough when I was young, so now I don't trust the masculine. That's a very common divine feminine block that we have to our divine masculine twin flame, right? So that's a really surefire way to heal it, by claiming the divine as your father here. Like the divine was always here for you when you were a child. Now that you're an adult, or perhaps you're not an adult, yeah, the divine always has been here for you, and always is, and always will be there for you. So really, yeah, it's safe to go deep and really trust in that, knowing that the divine was there, parenting you perfectly all those years. And yeah, just release the pressure from your parents. They're people too. They're trying their best. And even if the relationship perhaps was a bit toxic, a bit abusive also, I'm sensing such event here, it's safe to love yourself there, and know that you can heal from this, you can move on from this, and you don't have to be held back by what happened in the past anymore. And the choice to free yourself is in your hands only. It's not dependent on whether your parents recognize that what they did was wrong or not. It's only dependent on you choosing to heal, and you choosing to free yourself and recognize that you're lovable, and that you deserve love, and you're giving yourself that love right now so that you feel at peace. And really move on and shine your light. So the final card I got for you was the Wheel of Fortune, and this is a card of karma, right? What comes around, what goes around comes around. What you put out in the universe, that's what will return to you. And so be really mindful of the message you're sending out there this week. Is your energy focused, divine feminines? Are you, choosing your one true love with all your heart? Are you choosing to be with the divine with all your heart? Are you choosing abundance and love and happiness and prosperity in your life? Or is there perhaps a part of you that is thinking, perhaps I should go back to that ex of mine that I know is toxic, and like, fuck my twin flame, who cares? Like, he has not responded to my messages in a while, so I'll go back to my ex to get what I want. Because yeah, even like those little thoughts that creep up a little bit in frustration, those you will manifest situations in your life that really test you, and they're like, okay, are you sure you want true love, or do you want to go back to that situation that was toxic for you? And those situations are not there to break you down. They're here to test you and for you to claim more confidence. And it's safe to say no to the experiences that you know no longer serve you. And, the people you have revealed in your life as, not being aligned with love. It's safe to release them and just say no to those relationships over and over again. And really stand in your power, honor your choice, and know that it is safe for you to say no. And the Wheel of Fortune is also about a turning point. So you're at an important part of your journey. I sense a lot of changes coming in. You're calling in a lot of new energies. So be compassionate with yourself, really nurture yourself. And just take it easy. Don't overwork yourself. Of course, that doesn't mean you just lie down all day and do nothing. But just do as you feel called. And take that nap if you want, Life isn't like the treadmill or something. You can just take a break every once in a while. Just really fill up your cup and continue. So this is all I got for you this week, Divine Feminines. And let's move on to the Divine Masculines. Hello and welcome to your reading, Divine Masculines. So this week we've got Answer the Call, what is your soul calling you to do, retreat, it's time to disconnect from the world, and the Four of Wands. So this is a very lovely energy of going back within into your heart and really getting clear on what you want, really feeling into what it is that you desire out of your life. What is your vision? What do you desire? And what is your heart really calling you to do? So this is all I'm also getting like life purpose messages here about really moving forward with claiming a new job that you've always desired, or perhaps a new hobby, new activity. And you can choose to feel supported at all times. I know that the divine supports you 100% in transitioning from a dead-end job into your life purpose. Of course, that might look different for different people. For some of you, it might be just quitting your job tomorrow and, fully dumping into your life's purpose immediately. For others, it might be all about this transition of, gradually moonlighting and just day job and, night working on your life purpose. And both are perfectly okay. And it's always perfect for you. And you can trust the divine's guidance here to tell you what to do and how you can most compassionately transition from phase of life to another. You don't have to stay stuck forever in situations that no longer feel good, that no longer feel alive to you. You have a choice here, and you can really partner with the divine this week to, find out what it is that you want to do with your life and find out what really gives you meaning, what really fills your cup up. In the retreat card, I also get similar vibes, you don't have to be around people all the time. You can just take some time to disconnect from internet or Facebook or whatever. You don't have to be available to everyone at all times. That's pretty draining actually. So just, you can set designated times in which you're okay, at, 9 p.m. internet shuts off. I take this time to really focus on myself, really meditate, perhaps read a book, just spend some time by myself, enjoy my own company, because that is very magnetic to your twin flame as well, because your twin flame and you share one consciousness. She is you. So if you do not enjoy your own company, how do you expect that this will work out with your twin flame, right? But when you do enjoy your own company, you're naturally magnetic to her, and your time together is always much more fun and much more comfortable, because you've already built that relationship in your own consciousness. So, it's very easy then to invite your divine feminine there to be, to be with you in all areas. And this week is all about really focusing on your relationship with the divine, your relationship with your heart, what it is that you desire, because it is really prevalent in consciousness for masculines, especially people in men's bodies, right? To be told growing up that your feelings are not that important, it's all about logic, don't cry, don't express yourself, don't express your feelings. But you're a divine being and your feelings do matter, and it's very important to tune into them. And it's really important to just say, oh, this situation doesn't feel good, it's safe to release that. And, oh, this situation feels good, I'll keep pursuing that. You don't have to be all cold logic 100% of the time. You're still in your masculine, even if you're feeling your feelings there. And, healing doesn't have a gender. Feeling your feelings doesn't have a gender. So, of course, you process your feelings in a different way than the divine feminine because of the design and everything of its polarity. But it's still a way of processing your feelings, and you will know what way is best for you. It feels best to you. And, it's safe to do that, to keep following the juicy feeling. So in the Four of Wands card, this is the most divine masculine is coming home card. It's all about homecoming, coming back home to yourself. And this is where you meet your twin flame, when you really do come home to yourself and really take all those fragments of yourself back and just puzzle the piece together. Piece the puzzle together. Really sorry. And the Four of Wands is a card of harmony, a card of stability, a card of celebration and joy, and what is familiar to you. So perhaps you're connecting with an old childhood hobby that you really thought that you had left behind, if it feels good. Or, just really taking the time to take care of the inner child, like with the retreat card. Just all those things are very, very healing, and your healing is magnetic to your twin flame. So, just when you know what you want and you really claim that, you really step into your masculine energy here, and that's a really attractive energy to put out there. So another like energy I'm getting from the Four of Wands has to do with family, right? And childhood also, uh, in a way. So in the Divine Feminine's reading, I got the family issues and the healing of those. So perhaps this might be a time for you that, you know, those old wounds are coming up, but in a much less intense way. It's still safe to take a look at those fears, take a look at those old wounds, and like heal them. Healing is about facing your fear, but this time making the choice to love yourself all throughout this and realizing that, hey, fear was an illusion. And you will feel that as you heal, your twin flame was always there with you. She was never outside of you. She was never out there. That's something I'm personally healing as well, so I feel really cool to share that. But your twin flame is not somewhere outside of you. You just wait for them while doing the inner work. Life moves, and you know, life is alive. In a way, like it feels very alive. It's a constant movement and motion. So you're never staying stagnant. You're never really waiting for your twin flame unless you have this belief in your consciousness that, oh, I'm waiting for them to come home, right? So it's never appropriate to wait. There's no such thing as waiting in divine truth. So just surrendering to the divine flow of the divine for your journey is really beneficial to you. It really moves you forward, and you don't feel like you're waiting for her to notice you while you do that, because your lives are, your days are filled with purpose, and this feels really good, and this purpose is what attracts your twin flame to you. So it's a win-win situation. You know, every situation with the divine is a win-win situation. There's no such thing as losing when you're aligned with the divine. So yeah, release all the waiting energy, release all the belief that she'll just come to you one day. She's already there, and if you drop into your heart space as the retreat card, you can already feel like the love you have for her is the love she has for you, and vice versa. And she never left. She was always there. And it's all a matter of releasing the illusion that your twin flame is not by you. That will bring your twin flame to you. And it's definitely possible. It's definitely achievable. So don't lose hope. You know, you can do this. And so this is all I have for you this week, Divine Masculines and Divine Feminines, if you've made it to the ending of this reading. I hope you really enjoyed this reading, and if you did, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons for me. If you would be interested in a personalized reading, these are very detailed and very specific to your situation, so they can also help you with your healing much faster. Feel free to check out the description below for my links. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye!